What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about syrup today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 25th day of June, and here we are, 8 hours, 22 minutes left in the day, sitting at about 60 cents right now. Had a nice move up to 66 cents, pulling back down, wicking up a little bit there, a little bit of volume, and we are definitely not going down to 27 to 28 cents anymore. I think it's safe to say. I don't know what this thing is on, but with this move, you've got a higher high in the RSI. You've negated any kind of bearish divergence effects, right? We thought back here with this bearish divergence, clear as day, that you would go back to where the divergence started. You just haven't, man. You've been going up, and it's time to call a spade a spade. This thing is a spade with wings, man. It really just won't stop moving. A lot of volume coming in here. Very, very productive. If we're looking at syrup here, let's go to syrup. $672 million market cap. $234 million. That's a lot of volume. That is a lot of volume for that kind of a market cap, you guys. It's actually a really, really good amount of volume. Let's see. Hold on. 34%. Wow, crazy stuff, man. Fully diluted valuation is the exact, or is the unlocked market cap. It's just a little bit higher than it is now. So that with this, even with the fully diluted valuation, you're still at like 100x potential. I'm not saying that you'll see a $72 billion market cap by the end of the cycle, but I mean, maybe, right? Very prominent cryptos, very prominent figures in the space. They tend to do very, very well, and you can see those 40 to 70, $80 billion market caps in the first cycle. Absolutely, you can. Even if this thing doesn't get to a $40 billion market cap, a $20 billion market cap from here, how much would that be? That'd be like is that a 30x? No. Is it? 100x from here would be 67. 20. So it'd be right around a 30x, right? So you probably see, I wouldn't be surprised at all if you saw something that was more than a $20 billion market cap. Am I doing my math right there? Let's see. Right, because a 10x would be 6.75 billion. 30x would be, yeah, like a 20 billion. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that is, yeah. I would think that you do see at least a $20 billion market cap. That's all I'm trying to say here. Syrup, man, tenaciously working its way up. Just slowly but surely working its way up. One of the top performers since April. If we're actually looking at this from a low, there's not many coins that from the low in April to where they are now that are up 7x. There's not many coins that are, but this one is. And it's just getting stronger as time goes on. All these readings here, I mean, take note of this, what this daily RSI looks like. This is what a strong RSI looks like, where you're finding support at the 50 or just below the 50 time and time again. Think of it as like the bears are gasping for fresh air before being plunged back into the bullish ocean of greatness. Getting into the overbought zone, out of it, into it, out of it, into it, right? That's the kind of behavior we want to see. And this is the first interaction that you've been in the overbought zone since May. I think that this is the beginning of more good things to come, right? That's what's going to happen. So I would expect here, I mean, you're at 675 million. You probably keep running until you're at $1 billion. Find psychological resistance there. So what? That's another. What would 400? I mean, that's basically going to be a 50% pump from here. I think, something like that, right? Let's see if we can configure or figure out what that would look like based on the fibs. Let's see. Hold on. Let's take this high to low and just see what you like to do. Okay, high to low. You went all the way up here, found resistance just above the 2272, came back down to the 1272. Okay, cool. So let's take that high to low, actually. High to low. Right here. Right up to the 2272, down to the 1272. You did it again. You did it again. 2 in a row. Okay, hold on. Let's see if you can do it again. High here, low here. 2272. All the way up at 77 cents. So maybe what you do instead of going directly up to $1 billion right now, perhaps what you do is continue to climb up here, get up to that. And likely with the 2272, you don't find resistance right at it. You actually go just above it. So I would think 78 cents, 80 cents, somewhere in there, you find some resistance right here. Then you'll pull all the way back to prior areas of resistance to find support, and then you'll continue to climb, right? Volatility is the name of the game with this thing, but I think that it is going to continue to climb. You should be around like $1 or more by the end of this endeavor as a whole, right? I would think that you are at $1 to $1.40, something like that. You got another 65 to 127% in growth, and sure, you'll probably find resistance around that $1 billion market cap, but I don't think you stop there. I would think that between now and the end of July, Syrup, you're a top performer now. I would think you keep that up. You're probably going to see something on the lines of like just below $3. I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe you do a 10x from here. As crazy as that might sound, maybe you do a 10x from here. and you go all the way up just above $6. I think something that's just below 3, just above 6, something in that area makes a lot of sense to me. We don't really have any other fibs to go off of, so that's, I'm going to keep it at that. It's kind of a new chart. It's not like super new, right? Actually, if we look at this, we can type in MPL. We go to Maple. We've got it still, right? Maple USD, yeah. Maple syrup used to be Maple. Now it's they changed the token. They merged over to syrup, and it's at like a 1 maple equals 100 syrup ratio, right? So we actually have a lot more historical data with this chart. You can see we're on a weekly time frame dating back all the way to 2021. I really do believe with this history, syrup could genuinely be worth over $100 billion by the end of this market cap. I forgot how old it is. So let me just reiterate what I said earlier. At 100x, you'd be at about 70 billion, which is a very that's on like the high end of things for coins to reach their like maximum potential in their first cycle, but you're not in your first cycle, you're in your second cycle, and we're in a financial cycle, and this is a DeFi protocol. This thing could be worth multiple hundreds of billions by the end of the cycle. We're at 670 million right now. Like genuinely, we could see 100x, we could see a multi 100x with this thing by the end of the cycle. I don't know if we do. I'm just saying it's possible. Maybe we only see it 30x, maybe we see it 200x. It's a big range. It's a big world in this crypto game. But let's just look here real quick where we are. Syrup, let me get it pulled up here real quick, right there. Okay, syrup. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I want the daily time frame. All right, you're at 60 cents. So 60 cents times 100 would be $60, right? So on Maple, this chart stopped existing back in April, right? The end of April there. So Maple here, we are at $60 right now. That's where we are. Syrup is effectively at its prior all-time highs right now, right? That's where it would have been in its history, right? We've made this move up until now, end of June. We're like right here, okay? We're like literally right here right now. We're going to continue. I would expect that from here we would at least see the 1272, which is another 180%. So that's at about 163 bucks. That should be around like $1.60, okay? I don't think that we stop at $1.60 for syrup. I think that we would go at least. I think that syrup will go to about $5. Yeah, $5, maybe at the bare minimum, just below $3. We were saying just below $2, just above $6 before. I have a stronger belief now that syrup by the end of July going into August would actually be just below $3, if not just like right around $5, something like that. Okay, we're at 60 cents now. So over the next month and a half, that's what we have to look forward to. That's what makes sense to me. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, you've been overbought. You got way up there, you guys, way up there. You saw reading almost at 90, almost. Basically, I think you might have grazed that 90. A little bit of a bearish candle there. That's okay. A little bit of bearishness never hurt anybody. I wouldn't call that bearish divergence, but whatever. Let's look at this with some volume on it. Let's get some. Yeah, there we go. Coinbase. Volume picking up as you're coming down. Yeah, you moved up. You moved up a lot, and it's fine that you're going to probably pull down a little bit. That's okay. High to low, let's see. 1414. You probably pull back to about 53 cents to 56 cents, somewhere in that zone. You're at 60 cents now. So if you want to buy some syrup, I'd wait. I think that that'll be a good opportunity. At the lowest, I would expect you to go to like 48 cents, but I think likely something between like 52 to 56, something in that area, probably right around 53. That's where you're going to go. You're at 60 now, and continue moving up. Absolutely, you're going to continue moving up. That's the expectation. So I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. All right, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.